Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I have Spirit Junkies FAQs. It's the frequently asked questions that come up in all of my lectures, that come up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere, that everyone wants to know. There are some real go-to questions that show up in my inbox and in my lecture halls quite frequently. So today I'm going to answer the Dear Gabby Q&A frequently asked questions. So question number one. What's the difference between my ego and my inner guide? I get this one all the time. I have a strong feeling that most people who come to my work and are new to these practices are probably functioning from a place of ego. It's not because they aren't great. It's not because they don't have the capacity to really connect to their inner guidance system, but it's just about how repetitive has that voice been in your life. And of course, Miracles teaches us that the ego speaks first and loudest. So if we're living our lives really listening to that voice of fear over and over and over and building up a wall against that presence of our inner guidance system, then it's likely that will be the initial thought that we'll have and the feeling that we'll have from any given situation. And so you can trust right now, if you're new to these practices, that your ego may be the first voice you're hearing. The difference between your ego and your inner guidance system is that your inner guidance system is guiding you from a loving place, from a truthful place, from an authentic place. When you're being led from your inner guidance system, you're not questioning it necessarily. Though the ego will come in and try to sabotage that truth, you feel a sense that you're on the right path. Maybe if you can't explain it, you still feel it. It's more of a visceral feeling than it is an intellectual idea. Whereas an ego-directed thought is going to be all about logic and intellect and how this looks perfectly and how it's going to support you in the future and guide you from the past and what it's going to do for you in the moment. And the inner guidance that you receive is sometimes more of an essence and a feeling. And so my suggestion is just to become more aware of what the feeling is behind the thought and start to trust those feelings. If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling insecure, if you're feeling tense, if you're feeling nauseous, if you're feeling sick over the idea of the thought, it's likely you're being guided by your ego. If you're feeling at peace, if you're feeling like you know, like you're trusting, then that is definitely your inner guidance system. And be aware that if you're new to this practice, that it's likely that your first thoughts are ego, and so your work is to just try to reinterpret them. Say a prayer, inner guide, please help me reinterpret these ideas, and let them come to you in a fresh new way. And so just start to pay attention to the feeling behind the thought and let that be the driver.